How is it going today, loyalists? My name is Dwayne.
My name is Jasmine.
We're Couples React, and today we have the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, our theories about it. And if you haven't pressed subscribe yet, make sure you press the subscribe button.
Yes, because we're doing our theory on all of them all together and what they all possibly mean. And some of mine are based on what I think and kind of combination of like what other people think. So it kind of makes sense. What some of you guys have commented about like what it actually means and things like that. And we haven't seen any of the theory videos or anything like that on YouTube at all. We wanted to make our own theory first before we did that.
Right.
So
the first one, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared one is, I'm sorry, I'm just going through the old episodes or whatever. The first one, they talk about creativity.
Yeah.
And being creative.
Yeah, and they have like a notepad singing, and he's like singing a creative song and thing like that, and saying what's creative and what's not.
Yeah, first the notepad actually says, be creative, and then when they try to come up with creative things, it blocks them, essentially cock blocks them.
Yeah.
From saying creative
from
stuff.
doing certain things.
Yeah, like one I think it was what the red guy said, try to draw a painting. And they said that's too creative.
Like that is too creative. And then he was like, I think I'm gonna paint it green. And he said like green is not a creative color.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like so now you're telling me what I have to create?
Right.
So I don't know what that one honestly was about, but I feel like that one was mainly about like if you go, it could be two things. Either one, be creative, but don't be too creative, as in like somebody's basically trying to say there's a rule on creativity,
there's a rule on art. You could you could be creative. Like I'm gonna essentially make it like compare it to hip hop.
Right.
Like you could be creative in a certain way in hip hop, but you still have to talk about money, cars, clothes, and all that other stuff. But you could be creative as you want, right?
Yeah, as long as you stay in this little box. You can be creative as long as you do this.
You find a different way. You could be creative finding a different way of saying money, cars, and clothes.
Yeah, you could be creative as long as you stay in this box. And if you don't go out the box, then it's fine.
Right.
And the other one is you could be creative, but creativity might drive you to insanity.
Right.
Maybe because at the end, they started like making stuff with like the heart. The heart was covered in glitter, and then the cake was like human organs and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, so maybe it's driving them to insanity. Like if you're like overly creative, then you might lose your mind or something like that. So I think that's probably what.
That's what we think. At least the first one is about. The second one. Let me look at the video real quick.
The second one, I know that one's dealing with time.
Time, yeah.
Second one is dealing with time, and there was a clock that was singing the song this time.
Right.
And I think he was basically saying that there's no, time never ends, basically.
Right. No, it was time never ends, but it's telling you that you don't have I guess a certain amount of time. And it's telling you what to do with that amount of time.
Right, it's telling you how to basically use your time and things like that.
Yeah, at least that's what we think.
That's what we think that was.
Yeah, the time, you have a certain amount of time, but and then when they try to talk about that maybe time's a figment of our imagination.
Yeah.
That the clock started interrupting them. It said bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, because like when he said something that was true, the duck said it. The duck said something that was true. He said that statement.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he said it, before he like even finished his sentence, then the clock cut him off from singing, and then he was like bang, 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 like did it like really loud so that he could like forget about it, like shut up, shut up, shut up.
Right, pretty much.
And stuff, and then get to the next thing. So that was kind of scary, honestly, when that part happened.
Yeah, everybody, time, you say you don't have a bunch of time, so you should have fun with your time.
Right.
And then, most of the time, you're not actually having fun. But that ties into what we think. I think, at least, with part 6. So I'll tell you more about that. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 3 is when,
is when they had the butterfly. The butterfly was singing. That's how I remember him, whoever is singing what. But that one, there was a lot of theories on that one. A lot of people commented a lot of things.
Yeah, I know it was definitely heavy implied on religion.
Yes.
Love and cultism.
Yeah, I thought it was dealing with a cult because I know that cults prey upon people that feel lonely.
Yeah,
that they need to be like accepted or loved in some way. But then it was like, all you have to do to be loved is come with us, basically.
Right.
And that sounds very cultish to me.
Right. But and I think it was like I don't know, I'm not gonna say a sneak diss, but I think it was a part of it when there was like that, I saw comments below, it was like they talking about Jesus, and it did have kind of like the horn around it.
It kind of
and they saying that religion or maybe Christianity might be a cult.
Yeah, they're saying that they were definitely.
And then and the ring, a marriage ring is what is it, a bind?
Yeah, it's
love.
It's a bond for love, and saying that everything will be complete once you marry somebody, and they said marry a girl basically. Mm-hmm. So some people were saying that it was talking about Christianity and how some people, they say that you have to marry a girl and find your true love, which is a woman, and do things that basically God and Jesus is saying to do.
Right.
And they're saying they're not accepting like gay love or nothing like that. Like you can't love another man or something like that.
Right.
If you're a man, and you can't love another woman if you're a woman. You have to be with either a man or a woman, like the opposite.
Right.
So that's what a lot of people said. So.
Yeah, excuse my voice. So and I assuming he was just hungry, right?
Yeah, he was just hungry, and they said, "Are you feeling alone?" Everything. He was just like, "No, I just want to eat."
Right, because the stuff they were eating was like ill, like disgusting. So,
yeah.
Okay, and so part 4, don't me, I'm scared. 4, which was that about?
That one was with the computer.
Yeah,
that was with the computer.
Right.
And I think that one the internet was when they first of all their first question was, what is the biggest thing in the entire world? And then we was thinking that the globe was gonna start singing because of the theme, but then the computer came out of nowhere, and basically I think that was a message saying that the internet is the biggest thing in the world.
I believe that too. Yeah.
I think that's what they were saying, and like they got so sucked up into the internet and everything, and I think that's the point where the red guy realized that he wasn't in reality. Because they got so sucked up into it, because they tried to figure out one thing and ended up getting pulled into something else.
Right, and you notice that every time you're on YouTube, right? you could, and it's like everything. First you look for one thing, right? Then all of a sudden it's like 9 hours later, and then you're on something totally. You're on the other part of YouTube that's like the weird side, and you're like, what?
Because what am I watching? That happens to me.
All the time.
Like I'll be listening to like a music song, like say I'll be listening to Rihanna.
And
then
like,
3 hours later, now I'm watching videos on like mental illnesses. Like I don't know how I get into that, but I just do, because it just sucks you in. That's what the internet does.
And then the thing about it is that the internet never told them what the biggest thing in the world was.
Yeah,
but then we're subliminally thinking that the internet is the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But he still never told the question, and then it started divulging into the things the internet could do.
Yeah, it's just giving you a whole bunch of useless information that you're not even looking for, but it's just giving it to you. That's the same thing as like back in the day when Google really wasn't giving you what you wanted. Like exactly, now they're doing better, but like you'll type in what is the meaning of
such and such.
Such and such. And then they'll give you a whole bunch of other stuff that includes the word, but doesn't give you what you want.
Right.
So that's the same thing that we think.
Right. And I guess it's a really hard question to answer, because I guess everybody has their own interpretation of what's the biggest thing in the world.
Right. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a thing per se.
A person or a continent or anything like that.
Yeah.
It can be whatever you wanted, I guess. But Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 5 was the one. So let's rewind back to 4. That's when the red guy blew his mind.
Red guy realized he wasn't in reality, and it blew his mind, and his head literally blew up. His head literally burst into confetti.
Right.
And it was just left with them two, the duck and the yellow guy.
Right.
And so 5, what did that have?
The one they was talking about food.
Food, yes. Mm-hmm. It had the refrigerator. Yeah, the refrigerator was talking, and it had other pieces of food. There's a can of food talking, and the green duck was like, something is wrong here. And that's basically because the red guy is gone.
Right.
So it's like, this is not right. Like something's wrong.
Something is missing.
Yeah, and so when they were trying to figure out what was missing, even though we thought it was obvious, he ain't there. But that's when the food started singing randomly. And was like, eat this so you can feel healthy, or eat this because this is good and stuff. And they're just like, no, get away from me. Where like something is wrong, and then they're basically still trying to distract them like the computer was. So.
Right. So yeah, and also it's like, and then you heard the phone ringing.
Right.
And at the end of the episode, you see the red guy dressed up. He's not no longer in just red. Mm-hmm. He's actually got like a long coat on.
Yeah, like regular clothes.
And
like he's wearing like human clothes. Yeah.
Yep. And then all of a sudden you see, and you're out, and like you're seeing, it's like a show or something like that. Mm-hmm. You're seeing the food being eaten up and stuff like that.
Yeah, the duck was actually getting eaten by another piece of food, and I think the duck was starting to realize that he wasn't in reality either.
Right.
Because every time the phone rang, the food would stop and then look to see if they're paying attention. And I guess that was the red guy calling the green guy, trying to call his friends, like, get out of there, like, that's not real. And I think the green guy realized that, then that's when, you know, he got eaten up, and then he died a bit. Like, he died, and then you saw his, it was like a microwave can of him, like, inside the microwave.
And then at the end of the episode, you see the kid, the yellow guy, ate the duck.
Yeah, because they were telling him what to eat and everything like that. And so he was eating what they were telling him to, and it seemed to look like his friend, the duck. So that scared me.
It appears that he ate his friend. So.
Yeah.
And then in great episode 6 that just came out today.
Yeah, that we saw today.
So you in the beginning you see the red guy, and it looks like he's at work.
In the real world.
He was sleeping, and he woke him up, and I think he was dreaming about his friend. I was having nightmares dreams, and then he's like, I don't want to have no dreams, because I guess he's so scared, and then turns the thing off, and then he what happened? And then he turns it off, and then it comes back again. Yeah. And they're talking about dreams and nightmares, and it's just, you know.
And they're just like
flipping the oil, and it's just like. And then the other guy back in the other, I guess, reality, is talking to his boss, hey, it would be crazy if his folder started dancing.
Right. Because that's what was happening to him, like when he was in the other world. Right. And then they're just looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, this isn't like fantasy or whatever. Like, just stop and do what you're supposed to do.
Right. And then so like he's in the cafe, and now everything is just. They said being whatever. Imagine if. Sorry, our camera stopped. It always happens, but he was walking around with the thing, and then the boss says no, that's boring, and then all of a sudden they switch to the cafe. And now you listen to the conversations, and they sound really boring.
Yeah, everybody's drunk conversations are
smoking
so dry.
Cigarettes and stuff like that.
And they're all speaking very monotone, like, yeah, and that's what we did today. Yeah, like it's so boring, and he's realizing it, like, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
And then even the person playing the piano, he wasn't even playing any notes. It was no creative anything. The whole real world was nothing creative at all. Right. And then when he got up there and did something creative and basically told the piano guy to move, and so he could dance, he was in all red again. Yeah,
he took off his clothes, so I guess he was breaking free.
Yeah, breaking free. Yeah.
And not being to conform to the norm.
Yeah. And then he had a boom box and turned it on and started singing the creative song. And people were booing him and things like that. And then that set him into the fake world again, I guess.
I guess the show, I guess. I don't know exactly what that is.
And I don't know how he got back there. But
then you saw the guy's father.
Yeah, the yellow guy's father. And his arm was super, super long. And just grabs him on his shoulder.
Because the little kid was getting I don't know, bombarded with all these ideas and ideologies, because they kept switching it on him, and he was just, the little kid was just going crazy.
Oh, I think I understand now. I understand now that you said that. Go ahead. Okay, cool. Okay. So, I think now that Dwayne said that, I think that, this is my interpretation, I think that the father is trying to mold his son, I think. Oh. Because with all these things, remember each time he was pressing buttons, it was a different character, and they were always talking about something different. Like the computer, talking about the internet and everything, food, what you should eat, the butterflies, like how you should find love and things like that. And these are all lessons that you learn in life. And I feel like because the yellow kid might be he's a kid. Right. The yellow one is a kid, and the dad is the father, and he's trying to press all these buttons and make him learn a lesson each time, and try to mold his mind as to what is right and everything. Yeah. And his friends were just there, I guess, along for the ride to make it seem realistic. Right. Because he's the only one still stuck in that world. Right. So, and the father's out in the real world, so I think that he's just trying to mold his son and trying to create things and create him how he wanted him to be. Right. Basically. That's what I think.
Okay. And then at the end of the episode, you see him toying with that, and then he taps him and tells him, no, stop messing with him, I guess. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Then he walks up to this plug, and he unplugs it, and then it resets again to another group, and then all of a sudden you see the date changed to June 20th. So I don't know if they're posting something tomorrow,
I hope
like
so.
that,
I want to
or
see
it all resets again.
Yeah, and they're this time they're like opposites. Like the red guy's now blue, green guy's now yellow, yellow guy's now different color. Like
red
it's all
like
yeah.
So all resetting it back to being creative again. Yeah. So anyway, that's our theories. Comment
really
below if you agree with any of our theories. Sorry if it was so long. Excuse my voice.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll get better. I'm taking care of them.
Yeah, you're taking good care of me. And make sure you comment below.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and share
some more. Alright guys, do.
If you like reactions like this,
what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Please, please. Oh! Oh! Oh my God!
and if you like reactions like this,
Hardcore. Oh Jesus! Fuck! Oh, got me skin! She's peeling me fucking stuff! Fuck!
and if you like reactions like this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Make sure you become a loyalist.
and hit that subscribe button below.
Do it!
Do it now.
Let's